so we got that together. But anyway, I'm going to say a few words today about Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick, politics, and veterans issues. We know that the entire country is sharply divided on political issues. Bucks County is also equally divided, and we need leaders who will do what is right and best for the constituents they represent. We all fondly remember former Congressman Mike Fitzpatrick and the great job he did in Congress, especially for our veterans. His brother Brian may not be Mike, but operates in a similar fashion, helping his constituents, responding to their needs, and especially helping veterans with their issues. With just a little more than a year in Congress, Brian has been a constant advocate for veterans and military families. And here are just a few of the things that he's accomplished or brought to the table. The Fairness to Veterans for Infrastructure Investment Act, which is H.R. 4319, that was introduced on November 9, 2017. This act levels the playing field in federal contracting for veteran-owned businesses by providing veterans access to existing preferences authorized for transportation programs. Of the 250,000 service members currently transitioning from military to civilian life, they're considering starting or buying a business. This act was endorsed by the American Legion as a key to increase access to jobs by veterans and is a straightforward bipartisan measure critical to both the shared goals of creating and sustaining jobs for veterans and fortifying our roads and bridges. And you heard some people speak about that a little while ago. His office has handled hundreds of cases to make sure veterans receive the benefits they deserve. When people call me about a veteran-related problem, I refer them to Brian's office and the office of the Bucks County Director of Veterans Affairs, Dan Fraley. They often work together and tirelessly to do a great job to resolve their issues. Backing legislation to reform the VA in order to permit the firing, demotion, or suspension for poor performance or misconduct, as well as efforts to modernize healthcare records. Brian helped to pass the Forever GI Bill to expand education and job training opportunities for veterans. As was mentioned a little while ago, Brian's efforts to get the Right to Try legislation inspired by Navy veteran Matt Molina was finally passed by the House on Wednesday, and that's really a huge victory. There are many more actions and accomplishments by our congressman, and I'm sure he's going to talk to you about some of them. In summation, from a politically biased standpoint, the worst thing that can happen to us in Bucks County is to let this congressional seat go to a Democrat. From a personal, unbiased standpoint, that would be unacceptable. Because he's such a hardworking, knowledgeable, and sincere person who I consider a friend to not be reelected as our congressman. Brian has the best chance of winning as he is well liked by voters on both sides of the aisle and can draw the Democrat and independent voters. Brian's not only a true friend of veterans, but a friend of all of the residents of our congressional district. So we could either sit back, do nothing, and lose the seat, or help Brian get elected in the May 15th primary, and then on to get reelected in the November general. So I ask for your support, and thank you for everything.
Thanks, Pete. That was really nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. All right, we should have started off with that. And as Pete had mentioned, there were a lot of things that were done in the beginning of this term.